Hello everyone, Ember here, and welcome back to a new video. So as you've probably guessed by the title, Black Bolt and White Flare have both been officially revealed. Now these are sets that are coming out that will feature every single Unova Pokemon, so Gen 5, which is kind of cool. So, as posted last November, the dual sets were released on June 6th in Japan and will feature all 156 Unova Pokemon. The sets are clearly meant to be the Generation 5 version of Pokemon 151. Now, why they skipped Gen 2, Gen 3, and Gen 4, who knows? But maybe they'll go back and do those sets in the future. Would be fun to see this treatment done for every single generation, but yeah, Gen 5 it is for now. So yeah, as for some card reveals, we have a new Serperior line. So this is like the first single prize Snivy and Servine since XY era. So I think it was Fates Collide, which is kind of ridiculous looking back. So the last Serperior card as well, by the way, we had was the V-Star, which wasn't the worst card in the world, but it wasn't particularly great. It was usually like paired up with other Pokemon. So it is fun to see another Serperior EX card, I guess, like another good one. But sadly, although maybe good is a bit of a stretch, because I don't think this card is amazing. It's not terrible, but like it doesn't really stand out to me right now. Now we could get some good Serperior support in this set, like other Pokemon that could interact with it and help it out a bit. Because right now this card doesn't really strike me as great. So it has the ability Royal Cheer, which says attacks used by your Pokemon do 20 more damage. That's pretty cool. And then Grass Order does 150 for a whopping 4 energy, which is very expensive, but you get to search your deck for up to 3 cards and put them into your hand. So I think this is a pretty solid attack. Like the damage is kind of whatever, but I'm assuming this ability will affect your own Pokemon as well. So like your own Superior, I should say. So you should be able to use Grass Order for 170 or like 190 technically if you have 2 of these out in play, which is cool. But yeah, the damage isn't really a problem, I don't think. Like, the setup is really cool, but the whole 4 energy being a stage 2 is what kind of worries me. Like, you could maybe pair this up with Charizard EX and get 3 energy on it that way, but that seems like a bit of a clunky waste of time. So, I'm not really sure about this card, but it's very early days, and we've only seen a handful of Pokemon from the set, and no trainers whatsoever just yet. So, we could see some massive buffs for Superior just yet. Then we see a new Victini, which has the attack of V-Force. For 2 fire energy, you do 120, which is a lot of damage for 2 basic energy on a basic Pokemon. But if you have less than 5 bench Pokemon, this attack does nothing. Bit grim, to be honest. I don't think this is such a great card, just because like the damage isn't great in standard right now. But to be fair, like in something like GLC, or maybe if we get enough damage modifiers, or like some kind of choice band for EXs, maybe this could be pretty good, because hitting for 150 would be pretty nice actually, but 120 as it stands, nothing too crazy. Then we see a new Embor line, which makes me very happy. Now this is pretty much the same Embor as the one from the Black and White era, so it has the exact same ability, Inferno Fandango. As often as you like during a turn, you may attach a fire energy card from your hand to one of your Pokemon. Just a very strong ability. Now, we kind of need good partners for this to work though, so I'm kind of thinking right now, maybe Ethan's Macargo could be a fun one. Not the most consistent or maybe even the best partner, but a partner nonetheless. So, something to do this with. But of course, we haven't seen all the fire types from this Gen 5 set, and we haven't seen any like mega fire types either. So yeah, there's not been any mega fire types revealed yet. So we could get some like crazy mega Charizard or something that needs a load of energy. So this could still be good, I think. It's Bax Caliber for fire types, seems pretty good. Then we have a Reshiram EX, which, to be fair, like this could be a thing, I guess. But Reshiram EX has the attack Blaze Burst for 2 fire and a colorless, 130, and then 50 more damage for each prize card your opponent has taken, and then you have to discard energy from Reshiram. A pretty solid attack, but 130 isn't a lot, and my main concern is in this day and age, it really feels like with prize trading, you should just be always going for 2 prizes at a time. So like 2 prizes, then another 2 prizes, then another 2 prizes to win. Like you shouldn't have to go like take a prize, then take a 2 prize, then take another 2 prize, and then like take a 2 prize knockout or boss for the last prize card. Like I think Blaze Burst is a bit awkward in that sense, but maybe you could like pop a few Dusknoirs or something like that. Yeah, use like Dusknoir, but maybe that's too much work if you have to fit in Embor into your deck as well. I don't know though. Could be kind of fun though. Seems like a fairly solid card overall. Then we have an Oshawott line, adorable as always, love that. Oshawott, Duwott, and Samrot. Sadly, I think Samrot's a bit weaker than Embor, sadly. Has the ability Strong Currents, which is you may switch your active with one of your bench, and if you do, your opponent switches their Pokemon, but you don't get to choose, which kind of sucks. And then Energy Slash does 30 and 50 more for each energy attaches Pokemon. I'm going to say it now. I think this is very much a GLC piece, kind of like how Embor is basically a free reprint for GLC. I think Samrot is very much a GLC piece. Like this damage, not really feeling it, sadly, so I don't think this is good enough for standard. Then we have a Kyurem EX, which does have an interesting attack of Blizzard Burst, which could do a bunch of spread damage in the mid to late game, but you'd have to use like Bax Calibron here, maybe make room for Dusknoir. Seems a wee bit awkward, like you could do something with Frostlass maybe, but yeah, I'm not really feeling it with a Kyurem. It's interesting, right? But I'm not really seeing an immediate deck out of this. Zekrom, I think, is probably the best of the three big legendary cards. Voltage Burst for 2 Lightning and Colorless does 130, and then 50 more for each price card your opponent's taken. So they're all very similar, but this one does 30 to itself, which kind of sucks. But the 50 more for each price card is kind of cool, right? Because you have Magneton, you have like Miraidon to help set up, you have Electric Generator. So I do think there's at least some more solid potential with Zekrom than the others. Like Reshiram's cool and everything, but Reshiram will probably need Embor, and then that kind of sucks at that point because then you don't have like a lot of deck space left. But yeah, kind of a cool card though. But also, like, I feel like the main takeaway from today's video should be this news, which is something I was not anticipating. But basically, all 156 Unova Pokemon will get an illustration rare or special illustration rare in the set, which is, yeah, that's crazy. 156 illustration or special illustration rares. That is wild, absolutely crazy. And the ones revealed so far are amazing. Like, these are absolutely stunning. Like, Snivy looks great. Snivy is probably my favorite here. Embor looks epic. Like, Oshawott is adorable again. So, yeah, very cool to see this. And there's some additional news for Japan. Also, we'll receive the return of Horizontal Holo Paper, which is kind of cool. But yeah, let me know what you think of these cards down below. Do you think they'll be seeing much play? And are you excited for this set? And yeah, thank you for watching.